all of our life experiences become part of who we are, and therefore what we radiate out into the world. So, with this solstice, it's important to cleanse the body and mind, to watch the thoughts we think and how they make us feel. Practice placing our thoughts and our desires into the affirmative. Instead of, I'm so exhausted and overwhelmed, I want to feel peaceful. Just think, I'm at peace. Perhaps instead of no justice, no peace, start saying more justice, more peace, or no justice, no peace. What we say, we create. The solstice is here to remind us to slow down and to tune into the energy of creation, to thank the sun and all of life, to be deliberate going forward around what we take in, how well we digest it, and what we radiate out. Because we, like the sun, have the power to create, we, like the sun, have the power to radiate and help things grow. Wise words of Ali. And you can drop your Instagram in there, Ali, if you'd like. She has wonderful. What was that, Rachel?
Did you mean Allison Amrita, who's on the line right now?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, cool. She's driving, so I'm sure she will later.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I'm so, thank you. That was so impactful. More justice, peace. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Ali, for your beautiful medicine, and Meg for sharing that. I think that was like really perfect to just open up this space and this container. And just with that being said, first of all, I'm Leah. For those of you who I think I haven't met a few of you, I work alongside Meg and Rachel. We partner together, and we also are both very passionate about the work that we do and helping women to reconnect with their wombs and heal this relationship that we have with our cyclical nature through different modalities. And we're going to be diving into some of those in a little bit, and just really feeling into that beautiful writing that you just read to us, and how harmonizing our bodies with the cycle of the seasons and our energetic centers, which especially as women are like our centers of creativity and of gravity, is like our womb and our belly. And how when we tend to that, it really radiates out like the sun to all parts of our being. So we wanted to just start off by going around first, and if you would like to state your name and whatever's coming up for you, for your intention for being here, or your intention for this new moon cycle. It's really, the new moon is always about like planting seeds of intention and speaking our energy in. Oh yeah, Ali was in here before. I just let her back in, but speaking, like Meg was just saying, our words, our spells, right? And like when we speak something into existence, it ripples out, as you all know. So, but before that, if we could just take 3 grounding breaths together, just to ground down into your body and relax your nervous system a little bit. So if you want to just sit up a little taller, like a line of energy is drawing up from the crown of your head, and then at the same time, grounding down through your pelvic floor, your root center, your hips, let your shoulders relax, maybe do some shoulder rotations back, stretch the neck if you need to. And as we inhale, imagine like the breath is inhaling in through your womb space. So maybe place a hand on your lower belly around your navel belly button, and deep inhale in through the womb, and then up into the chest cavity, into the heart, and then out the mouth with a sigh. Feel free to make as loud of a noise as you need. You're all on mute except for me, so. Just notice if with each exhale you can really melt any tension in your body down. Notice if you can loosen the muscles in your pelvic floor, your yoni, your womb, if any clenching is happening in the stomach area, the abdomen, just allow it to be loose. And we'll do one more. Just opening up the space that we're in together and letting you know that it is a safe space, and with that awareness we want it to feel safe for everybody to share whatever comes up for you, but also don't feel pressured to share anything that doesn't feel like it's ready to be shared. But we are here to hold you in whatever wants to come through when it's sharing time. So yes, with that, I'll pass it over to popcorn style, or maybe Meg, if you want to start, whoever wants to come in and just share your intentions for the new moon. What's something that you're wanting to focus your energy towards, or something that's feeling really present in your heart right now?
I'll pop in here. My intentions and what's coming alive within my heart recently is to really share from a place of my heart and speak from that place, and to bring clarity within my vessel. My intention is to share my story truthfully and authentically, and to really weave this dream of, shifting our food and healthcare system to one where self-care is our priority, and that's our healthcare. And to come together as womb holders, holding that space for one another, to really feel safe and seen and heard, and that we may heal our bodies together. I feel as we heal our bodies together that this world will come into balance and harmony. And so that's my intention here, is to just create that space to open us up to our hearts, and healing together.
That was so beautiful, Meg. I resonate with all of that. I'll just share my intention going off of that. My intention for this cycle and for this space is to trust in where my path has unfolded to, in the merging of these passions that are coming together, of womb healing, of earth healing, of food justice and sovereignty, bodily sovereignty, and just being here and collaborating with so many incredible women womb holders and finding my clarity and my voice through that, and showing up authentically and trusting that my voice, my authentic voice, is needed somewhere, somehow, and trusting that we do reach the people that are meant to be connected with us, and really feeling just in alignment. Well, obviously, so much in alignment with you, Meg. That's why we're doing this together. But just what you said about as we heal the collective womb and our bodies and come back into the consciousness of the womb, I feel is a huge shift for humanity. And my intention in opening up this space is just to connect with more women about that and learn from each other and grow together in how we can spread this awareness of just community care and self-care and harmony and peace through finding that deep alignment with our bodies and with the cycles of nature. So that was a big intention, but
I really appreciated hearing all that. Am I audible? Okay, good. I'm finding my awareness wants to go inside. And I've been in these kind of battles, and it has been more like no justice, no peace. And now I really want more justice, more peace. I'm realizing that's the better words, better semantics for me, in the intention I'm calling in. And I'm a little bit emotional and worn out from a few conversations where I'm like trying to change someone else's opinion or feeling frustrated about their opinion. And it's really like not up to me, but it's my partner, so it's really close. And been tender because we're not seeing eye to eye on things. So I'm recognizing that it's time to go within, time to go in, time to go inside. And I have all these frayed parts from stressful communication, these kind of cords, and it's time to repair on my own and be listening, more silent, and more journaling, more meditation, more art. And that means saying no to some things for a while so I can like have that space for myself. So take some retreat from the relationship as far as like distance physically, like we live apart. So stay like that for a while I do some inner journaling. I want to journal more. I want to get to the root of things. I want to get really deep and honest with my pain and my emotions and discover. So have find my path and my truth and live in my dreams, the things I want to manifest, like doing that art school in Italy for a month in July, maybe not this year, but maybe next year. So holding that vision and not compromising. And I have some visions for my painting. I have some ideas. I want to go big with it. So I'm just gonna be in the subtle mind, repairing and praying and visioning and welcoming leaders to my business, welcoming people who welcoming people who really want to lead, really feel inspired to lead, and welcoming those people to me to join me, and really creating, drawing in that magnet. People who are really like ready to get in there into action and do it better than I am. You are better than me to lead teams. So anyway, that feels so good to be here. I just have to say, it's like feels amazing, and I appreciate the space and the time that you took to share, Leah. Like, kind of gives permission. So yeah, thanks.
I would like to hop in here. I'm Emily, for those who haven't met me or who I haven't met. Thank you all for sharing so far. I really, really resonate. And especially what you just shared, Rachel, I feel like I'm going through the very similar things. So my heart sees your heart, and thank you for sharing that vulnerability. Last night, I was just in the park writing, so I'd love to share what I wrote because it really aligns with what my intentions are. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Something that one of my teachers said yesterday was karmic energy matches our vibrations, and our vibrations attract that which is. So with that, I'm redirecting my spiritual path. I accept what is and where I am. I honor all my feelings. A big thing for me right now is letting go of attachments and cutting ties with toxicity in my life and what isn't serving me. When I'm willing to let go and accept, I create space for just being. I'm letting go of grudges towards myself and others, and I am inviting in the new, abundance, and I am manifesting heartful work, concrete knowledge, and help where it's needed. I'm releasing all that isn't love. I'm realigning into love. I'm calling in strength, bravery, courage, self-care, power of spiders, and truth. I am loved, I am love, I am held, I hold, I am completely whole in myself. There is deep guidance and connection in this world, and I will continue to attract it. I'm letting go of identities and stories that I've been telling myself and choosing to surrender and allow. I know my truth, my power, I am worthy and capable, and I can and will reach my goals. I am honoring my duality, my shadows, and my light, and I'm letting myself go to the places where my energy most aligns, and that leads me to my full worth. I am fully embodied in my divine power. My desires flow to me. Love surrounds and fills, and I'm going to new realms of consciousness. I trust. My imagination is vast. I am the victor. Thank you guys for listening and creating this space. It's so potent, and I am just filled with love to know that you beautiful women exist in this world and that we all can help each other. Thank you.
If anyone else is feeling called to share, you're welcome to, but if not, it's totally fine. And we can continue flowing on, but we'd love to hear your voice if you do. Okay, so there will be more time to share later on, actually, with the next the theme that we're moving into. So before we move into a little story time and connecting more about this womb rhythms journey, I just wanted to drop into a brief womb meditation. So just a few minutes and just really breathing into this physical and energetic space of our womb and letting her know that we are here to connect with her and connecting with the collective womb space that we all share and that we all live in. So just finding a position that feels comfortable and held for you. And we'll go ahead and place one hand on your womb area and one hand on your heart. And these are two centers of the body that are in a divine union. We can harmonize them. And starting to breathe deeply in through the hand that is on your womb space. And close your eyes if that feels good. And begin to sink your awareness down from your mind, from the logic, the mind center, and just gradually with each breath, allow it to trickle down the channels of your body until you reach this dark, fertile, vibrant center of your portal of life. And bringing into your mind's eye what that space looks like right now, what it feels like, taking note of any sensations, any words, any thoughts that come up as you enter this space with your awareness. And practicing non-judgment here, and just noticing what is present down there. And just imagining now a robe of golden light surrounding your body. Whatever image comes up for you with that, the dome of golden light, just this warm, loving light surrounding you and infusing your body with healing light energy. And directing this solstice golden sunlight energy specifically into your womb space. Allow it to enliven, to vibrate, to activate, soothe, and just infusing yourself with this vibrating light that you are. Just continue to breathe here and send your breath into your womb or into any part of your body that might need a little breath, a little love. Just knowing that wherever you are on your specific journey with your womb wellness, with your cycle, with your body is totally perfect. Wherever you are in your transformation process, all of it is welcome here. There's no right or wrong way. Take a few more deep breaths and placing your hands down onto your lap, just relaxing now. And wiggle your fingers. And just guide your attention back into this moment, into this space. Inviting in this trust that through harmonizing ourselves and coming together in community, we are creating more justice, more peace in the world. So thank you for joining us, and you can open your eyes whenever you feel. And just diving in here. So Meg and I have created this Womb Rhythms journey, this month-long container that you are all invited to be a part of. And part of our intention in this new moon circle is to plant the seed of opening up that container. And so I just wanted us to, well, Meg and I wanted to share a little bit about our personal story with our womb wellness, with our cycle. And then if anybody else feels called to share where they are with their relationship to your cycle, with your menstruation, with your womb, your body, anything that comes to you. So Meg, do you want to go first and share a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So, starting with like growing up, I just completely dreaded my cycle, as I feel a lot of women in this society have. And I didn't even want to be a woman. I'm like, if it's gonna be painful and just miserable, I don't want anything to do with it. So I kind of just disassociated from my body from a very young age. And yeah, as I got my menstrual cycle, I just felt so much shame around it and embarrassment. And like throughout the years, I came to terms with like being in pain, just crippled up on the bed in a ball and crying every single cycle. And as I went through like chronic eczema for a few years and how much toxins were coming out of my body, I lost my cycle for at least 6 months during that time. And initially I thought I felt such relief. I'm like, yay, I don't have to deal with this anymore. And then like slowly I came to realize that like my cycle is a sign of my overall health. And as I realized that, I just kept praying and praying that it would come back and that I would be gifted that. So like at the end of that 6 months, I was gonna go to the big island of Hawaii. And if you all know, it's the island of the lava goddess, the goddess of Pele, and the fire, the grounding of the earth, the womb space. And I received my menstruation like a week before I left. And I felt like as I took that journey to just drop more into what I wanted and the path that I wanted to be on, I was gifted that because I was following my soul's path. And it was a true sign that I was healing more and more. And as that arrived, I was just filled with so much gratitude. And I painted with my blood for the first time. And I mean, the women around me were like, "What are you doing? Like, what's going on with you?" But I was just filled with so much gratitude for my blood that I was gifted this new relationship to my cycle. And, you know, through that, I found like how I nourish my body is such a testament to how my cycle is going to be each and every month. And like the pain levels as I went more plant-based and just cleaned out my body, I felt just such more gratitude and greater attunement within my own cycle, and feeling more ease and actually having it be a pleasurable experience, and dropping into the wisdom of that space. So yeah, that's a bit of my journey, and it's continually unfolding, and just so excited to share it with you all here. So
Yay. Thank you, Meg. It's so funny. Our stories are very similar, and we've talked about this before, and you know, I think a lot of women can relate on many levels to a lot of the things that you shared. But so my journey, yeah, I really had horrible periods growing up, and I just like dreaded it. Like a couple times I was doubled over the toilet, like throwing up. It was so painful. And, you know, I had no idea about, well, what you eat obviously has an effect on that, because we aren't, you know, really taught those things at all, actually. So, yeah, I hated it. I tried a few different types of birth control throughout my life. And the last one I did was Nexplanon, the arm implant, a couple years ago, and I only had it for 9 months. It's supposed to be 2 years, but I was having a really horrible time, like bleeding constantly, horrible cramps, like anemic. And that's when I started to turn away from allopathic medicine, Western medicine, especially when it came to my cycle, because the doctors were very rude to me, very dismissive, very condescending, like telling me I should get a new birth control right away. And I was just like, I kind of want to give my body a break, you know, like who knows what this is doing to my body, to my hormones. So I started to reconnect with my cycle at that point. Maybe that was like 2 or 3 years ago. And then I started to use a Diva cup and like track my cycle naturally. And then I went traveling in South America, and I lost my period, my bleed, for 6 months also. And I was really devastated, really scared. I was like, what if something's really wrong? And I had just started to find this joy of reconnecting with my cycle too. So I was like, wanted it so bad to come back. And I would just pray every night. And I was reading this amazing book that I recommend to everyone called Red Moon Woman at the same time. And I was learning about how to create a moon dial, which is a natural way, which I'll show you. It's right here. I do these every month, and I've been doing them for the last year. And it's just a really beautiful lunar calendar based on your cycle. and I'm a visual learner. I'm an artist, so I want to make something with my hands. But so when I came back from traveling, I found out I had a cyst on my right ovary, and I got an ultrasound to find that out. And I just knew, like, when the doctor told me, oh, it's not a big deal, you can just take a pill and or get surgery if needed. And she just was acting again like really nonchalant. And to me, I was like, this shouldn't just be like a little thing, you know, and I didn't want to just take a pill. So I just knew that was a no. So I decided to find natural remedies to heal myself. And I did that through some Ayurvedic practices. And then just through my intention and through reconnecting with these rituals and starting to implement these amazing superfood protocols into my life, really like has created a cycle, helped me create a cycle that, like Meg was saying, like actually enjoy. Like I love when I get my period now. It's actually become, it used to be 7 days exactly every time, and now it's like 3 to 5 days, and I hardly experience any pain. And the first time I bled after I had got that ultrasound, I was so ecstatic, and I also painted with my blood for the first time. And I think my roommates were like super grossed out, but I was just like, I don't even care. This is like the best thing I've ever done. So I just started sharing about it and seeing how many women were relating to me and were like coming to me about stuff. And I would just be like, whoa, I'm not like a doctor or anything, but I realized how much of a gap there is then in our healthcare system if like women are coming to have any kind of medical experience, but I was just sharing my real experience. So yeah, I just find a lot of joy in this topic and how deep it goes, and just excited to share and hear about your experiences too, about where you're at. Thank you for listening.
I'll go and share about my cycle and story. I'll be kind of brief, but about 5 years ago, I went through some kind of severe trauma. My mom died, my dad died. My mom died suddenly in an accident. My dad died of health issues. My roommate died and he took his life. And I was in like a deep state of trauma, and my boyfriend broke up with me. So I was like, everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong that year. And at the same time, I thought I was pregnant, and then I didn't know if I'd miscarried or not. But then all of a sudden I didn't have my period for like several months. And I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe my cycle was done. Maybe I'm a crone, maybe, and I was really like, didn't want that. I just felt like I'm too young. This doesn't feel right. I don't think this should be happening yet. And I was concerned about it because I also wanted to like have children, was like wanting to be fertile. So, which was one of the reasons my partner and I broke up, was because I was more ready. He wasn't. So then suddenly my period's gone. It's like, oh my God, what does this mean? So anyway, long story short is, my period has always been irregular. I've never had a normal steady date between periods. It's never been like 28 days or 30 days or 26 days. It's always been like, it's always shifted my whole life. But anyway, and I did have an IUD for a while. And so when I had my IUD, my periods would be really, really painful. They were really crampy. I finally got that removed. And anyway, long story short, then I had this trauma, my period stopped showing up, and then I did the Dream Superfoods transformation, the ultimate lifestyle transformation, which I was hoping to help me with, weight loss and other things. And, my Hashimoto's, I was looking for more energy, and that's what it gave me. It actually helped correct everything. My energy came back, all my symptoms went away, adrenal fatigue, brain fog, all that stuff. My digestion cleared, and all of a sudden I was experiencing no more constipation, and I had my bloating went away, and I just had regular digestion. It was amazing. I was like, oh my God, this is what it's supposed to be like. Wow. It's been years without it. And surprisingly, my period came back. And I always forget that part of my story. I don't know why I never remember to tell that, but my period came back and had nice bright red blood. So I was like, this is good. This is a good thing. And it wasn't painful. It was like pretty clean and short. It was like a few days long, and not a profuse amount of blood, but it was bright red. So I knew it was the actual blood, was actually bleeding. And then I learned watching some like health, natural health, some, natural plant-based health guy who talks on social media, who's like an expert in health, talked about how if we are really healthy, if our bodies are really healthy, we've like detoxed and we're nourished and we're cleansed, he said our periods shouldn't be a problem. He's like, and they won't even necessarily be heavy, and they will be light and red and flowing and like and short. And I was like, what? I suddenly finally have like a healthy period. That is so exciting. So I realized that a lot had shifted for me. So it's been about 5 years now. My period's been coming the whole time. I've been on the regular, daily superfoods, and my symptoms haven't come back. I continue to feel good. And I'm wondering if I'm gonna get my period tomorrow, because I've been crying a lot today. And feeling really emotional and cranky and like I just want to like have a temper tantrum. So that's something that I will miss when I become a crone and I stop having my period. Is I actually love the emotional cycle. I love having a chance to cry. I love if I get emotional. I love that part of my life. I love feeling this cycle. I love being connected to the moon. I love blood. I love my blood. I feed it to my plants, and I'll be really sad when my plants get hungry. When that time comes, I know I'll grieve. When my period goes, I know I'll be grieving, because it's a big transition, and I'm 47, so I know that could become the next 5 years, or I don't know. I could be one of those people that doesn't happen until I'm 60. Maybe I'll have a baby at 55. I don't know. With this health and this nutrition, I might actually. Who knows? I think if anyone's eligible, it would be me. Like those people who are like, oh my God, this woman had a baby at 50 or at 55 or at 60 even. It's like they seem like Guinness Book of World Records phenomenal. Like, what the heck? But I've been thinking about it lately, and I'm like, I've been thinking about it lately. And if anyone's going to be that kind of surprise, it's going to be me, because I'm so dang healthy. I'm just like, I could be that person who actually has the miracle baby. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm just open. I'm not trying. I'm just open. I am trying. I am open. I am kind of praying, and I'm just kind of like, but I'm also like willing to be okay with it not happening, because then that'll give me opportunity to develop and just focus on my spiritual path. So there you have it. Nutrition is fertility. Like, fertility is a sign of health. It's really true what you said, Leah. And I like Medical Medium talks about that too. And like he says, like our reproductive health is a sign of health. So here we are. All of you guys have great stories. Thanks. Look at all those smiles. Thanks, you guys. I love seeing you guys grin ear to ear. Thanks for celebrating with me. Is there anyone else? I think people have spoken. What's next, Meg?
So we can transition into the protocol that we're going to be doing with this 30-day immersion. Yeah, do you want to begin, Leah?
Yeah, sure. So this 30-day immersion, it's called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. This is the option that we recommend to most people who come in, and especially for the menstrual cycle transformation that we're doing, because it's really a full body holistic health reset on many levels. So it's not just targeting your menstrual cycle, but that, like I was saying, a side effect I noticed was my cycle began to really balance out, and is like so regular now. And so all of the food medicines that are in this protocol, they work together synergistically, and they create balance in so many, pretty much your whole body and your whole self. And like your gut is being balanced, which has a huge effect on your hormonal regulation and your menstrual cycle, your vaginal health. which I'm learning because actually when this one is part of it, this is called Biomedic. And just as an example, I'll start with this one because yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, I would love a Rachel baby. But yeah, so the Biomedic is really like, I mean, it's really one of the most important medicines that we have, I believe, because of what it does. And so one of the things it does for me that I've noticed is when I don't have it, I really easily get like an imbalanced pH, and I'll get like the mild symptoms of bacterial vaginosis. And when I don't have Biomedic, I notice that starts to come back and I like feel the burning start. And I'm just like, so it really is a really powerful balancing of the pH because it's a pre and a probiotic, pretty strong, and you only need like 1 or 2 a day. And the really important thing it does also is it cleanses glyphosate out of the body. Bye, Rachel, love you. So if anybody does not know what glyphosate is, could you put a 1 in the chat or raise your hand or say something? Does anybody, not everybody knows what glyphosate is? No, you two do. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for being aware because most people still don't know how pervasive it is in our food supply and what it's doing to people's gut microbiome, which is really the center of our whole well-being. And what I've learned is like even like your mental and emotional well-being is your gut. And so glyphosate basically gets into your gut microbiome lining, into your tissues, and it weakens your immune system and it increases your chance of all like, I mean, pretty much some doctors who really study the immune system and gut microbiome are saying that like every health condition comes from an imbalanced gut microbiome. So it's pretty important for the body. And this little compostable, by the way, bag of this herbal remedy cleanses glyphosate out, those detoxifying your body, and it's rebalancing your gut. So there's that's one of the things. And then there's also, I'll just talk about the Power Shake, and that is my favorite thing to drink ever. I have it twice a day at this point, if not once a day. But it's a green, basically full of live enzymes because of the way it's cultivated. And it's just super greens, grasses, algae is right there. Yeah, Meg has a little tin container for it. I love that. And it's living food because the way they cultivate it is it's a cold dehydration process rather than hot. So it doesn't kill the enzymes off. So when you add it to water, you just add it to water and shake it up and it comes alive. So you're just flooding your body with these amazing micronutrients that do so much for pretty much everything. I mean, if you believe in the power of plants and green foods, then yeah, been learning a lot about that. So that is 2 of the food medicines that are in the pack. Meg, do you want to share the other ones?
Yes. I'll begin with the super aminos. Oh my gosh, I love these things so much. I take them right in the morning before anything else. 5 of these little cold press tablets. They're plant-based proteins. And they pretty much go straight to your muscles within 23 minutes. And it's usable, clean energy. Some people call it Botox in a bottle because it just sucks you right in and gets your muscles just really tight and toned. It actually goes through your lymphatic system, as where like things like meat, protein has to process really heavily within your liver, which can just be a heavy thing on your body to process. So I really love these. If I'm gonna like work out or anything, I'll take extras throughout the day, or if I want like an energy boost. That way I just know I'm getting really clean proteins for my body. And I've noticed that my bloating has gone down a lot, especially with the Biomedic. as well as this one. And like, I never thought I could get abs, but this is like, I look in the mirror now and I'm like, wow, I'm so strong now, like without trying too hard. Whereas before I thought I just had to work out all the time. And now having the super aminos, it sustains me so much and I feel so flexible within my body. So there's that one. And the apothecary, so good. Especially for our menstrual cycles, this one is amazing to do double of during that time. But it's a tart cherry concentrate. It's one of the most antioxidant fruits on our earth. And it has naturally occurring melatonin. So that helps you get into the deep REM state of sleep, which our bodies need to regenerate our body's tissues. It helps reduce inflammation. And I really notice with this that it just puts me into like a really deep, vivid dream state. And like when I wake up, I'm feeling just more ready to go throughout the day. Whereas before I felt like I had to drag myself out of bed. Now it's just like, okay, now I'm awake. I'm ready to go. And if you're more athletic or if you're on your menstrual cycle, I do this maybe twice a day. I do this right before bed too. So such a good one. And then I don't have with me, but the 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation also has what's called Super Cleanser, which if you're doing more of the accelerated version, which puts you into more of a deep dive within the 30 days. So there would be a 10-day period throughout those 30 days that you could do more of a deeper cleanse. And with that, it has parasite cleansing herbs, and it really just gets your digestion really cleaned out and purified with different herbal capsules. So those are the main ones within the ultimate lifestyle. They also have an option to do like one power shake and then one what they call super meal. And that one's more of a meal replacement. I'd suggest getting both just because you have your greens, and then the other one's more of like higher in protein. It has 7 different mushrooms, so it helps your immunity. It has the protein of a salmon steak, the fiber of 7 whole grain toasts, and 37 vegetables, I believe. So it's just super duper packed. It has different herbs in there as well. So those are the main products for the 30-day. And do you want to talk a little bit about the different schedules?
Yeah, sure. Does anybody have questions? Mandy or A, do you have questions about that so far? Okay, cool. So there's a few different schedules you can do with it. 3 main ones. You can do it like intermittent fasting, which is like you're just, your last meal is at 6 or 7 p.m. and then you go to sleep and then you don't eat again until it's like 16 hours or however, whenever you feel like you need to eat, you do. And then you have all your meals within 6 to 8 hours. So you do like take your super aminos, 2 hours later, take your shake, 2 hours later, aminos. Or you can just do it like integrating it into your life however is best for you. So eating, you know, mostly plant-based if you can, and then you can do, oh sweet, oh I've never done the fat burning one. That's cool. I'm glad you're liking it. I want to try that one. Yeah, so you can do just like one shake a day and just integrate the products in however you want, or you can do it with a 10-day period within the 30 days. And you can do that in the beginning or at the end or in the middle, where it's like an accelerated cleanse. So instead of eating full meals, you're still able to eat flex foods, which is like just certain types of fruits and vegetables that are the best to eat. You can do like up to 3 cups, but you're just drinking the shakes for your meals and taking the super cleanser and the biomedic and the super aminos every 2 hours in between. So yes, lots of different variations, and you can also make the 30-day last 60 days if you want. So you really can just like have it as some food that you eat, that you integrate in. So with that, to close out here, finish up, I wanted to just touch on what we'll be doing throughout the 30-day womb rhythms transformation, like what our flow will be like. Meg, did you want to say anything about that, or can I just go into it?
I feel like you did a good job there. The only thing I would just re-emphasize is that it's really like wherever you are at, we will meet you there and just help you through the process and what might be best for your particular body. So you can always get with us and we can just get you on a consultation call and dial you all in to what may be best for you.
Yes, thank you for that reminder, Meg. Like I said in the beginning, yeah, like there's no one right way, and we really want to just have an open space that, you know, even women who are feeling called to this, who aren't able to do the nutrition protocol right away, they can still come to the weekly gatherings that we're going to have. So if you have any friends, sisters, womb holders who would like to join us, they can come and tune into this space and see if it's something they would be supported by. So yeah, and while we're all doing this, you know, the ultimate transformation together, or you can also do the daily core 4, which is pretty much all of the same stuff except for the super cleanser. We're going to be moving through all of the phases of the cycle. So I love, actually, I think it was Emily and Rachel talked about that urge to want to draw in and go inward. And I've really been feeling that as well. And it's perfect because this week is our first week and we're starting with the menstruation phase, which is that phase. Yeah. And like this space really is for that too, for us to really go within and feel into what, you know, what's working in our lives and our bodies, like what wants to be released. Because while we're cleansing physically, we can also be cleansing energetically and emotionally. And those things can really start to come up. And I think I'm frozen. Can you hear me? I think I froze for a minute.
Now we can.
Okay, cool. So I think I was just saying, yeah, while we're cleansing physically, the energetic and the emotional and the mental things will start to come up, and we'll start to tune in with ourselves in a more profound way. That's one thing that I really noticed the first time I did this 30-day program, is I was way more connected with my intuition, and I also had a lot of like emotional purging coming up, and just this time that we're in as a collective with all of the, you know, injustices that are being brought to light in our world and all of the emotions that come with being in a pandemic and everything. It's a time of great cleansing of our minds, of our emotions, and I think it's really powerful for us to come together and be resetting on all those levels. So on the physical, and then also supporting each other with whatever transformations happening in our life. So whether that's like a new thing you want to focus on, a new project, or, you know, moving, or just like getting more in touch with your body. That's like an amazing project and intention to have. So yeah, we're going to be going through each phase each week. So this week is the menstrual cycle, and we'll have a Zoom gathering on Friday. And we'll be diving into all the different themes and different rituals and practices around each phase that you can use to tune in more with your own cyclical flow, your own cycle of creative energy. Because, right, that is our center of creativity. And if we tune in with that cyclical, I keep saying cyclical, I kind of like saying it that way more. Cyclical flow, we can start to come in harmony with how to direct our energy in a way that's most serving to us, in a way that's alignment. And we see how each phase is connected with the seasons of the earth. Like menstruation is winter time, which is all about going in, resourcing from within, nourishing, being with ourselves. Yeah, I think that is about it. So we're going to have weekly Zoom calls, and we also have a Facebook group that we'll add you to if you join us, and that's going to be your resource center for just community support, questions. We'll be posting little daily things in there, and yes, you have access to us in the group at all times to reach out if you need some support, if you need some guidance on the transformation or anything that's coming up for you. And yeah, did you want to add anything, Meg?
Oh yes. So there will be option to get one of my Moontime medicine bags if that calls to you. I've been making these bags ever since I learned more so about the power of my menstruation. And it came to me as I was menstruating, and my soul just told me, like, you need to birth these into the world. And so I've been creating these different medicines for women during their menstruation. Comes in a little bag, and it usually has like some of my bliss balls that I make that are packed full of superfoods and herbs. Some of my partner's cacao he processes. Some herbal capsules for pain that I create. And sometimes like a little ritualistic, like little package thing with like bath salts or things like that. And then a few other goodies. But it's been a really special process for me to make, and now I'm gathering more women to help create those medicines together. So it's really this process of women supporting women and allowing their medicines to be gifted to other women. So that's available as well if any of you want to reach out to me about that too.
And I'll just say that I received one of Meg's Moontime medicine bags before, and it was amazing. I was like so nourished when I was on my period. It was so beautiful, made with so much love and intention, and I want another one. Yay. Well, that's pretty much it for what our intentions were for this space. So if anybody isn't feeling incomplete or wants to ask a question or share anything that's coming up, feel free.
Yes, I had a question. What was the name of that book that you mentioned earlier?
I have it right here. Red Moon Woman, or Red Moon.
Okay, thank you.
And another one I'll recommend that I'm reading right now. This is like my actual Bible, Womb Awakening.
Okay. Well.
It's amazing. And Red Moon, I keep saying Red Moon Woman because I learned that Red Moon Woman is when a woman bleeds on the full moon rather than like the traditional way of that people see it as like bleeding on the new moon and ovulating on the full moon. So like if you bleed on the full moon, it's said that your creative energy is going more towards your own creations and your work in the world, or something like different than birthing a child, which if you do bleed on the new moon, doesn't mean you're birthing a child, but like in like tribal communities, most of the women would like bleed at the same time, and so if you weren't bleeding on the new moon, it was like, oh, you're a witch. Or so I kind of like that because I bleed on the full moon. Yay. Well, that was beautiful. Thank you all for coming together and for doing this with us. Really honored to be here with all of you and Meg to be working together. Right away when I like started connecting with Meg, I was like, we have to co-create something together.
Yes. The feeling is mutual. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you all for being here. I feel like I really need this space held for myself and to witness other women in this space. So it's super special to me and the work I want to create and am creating. So I'd just like to close us out with the fire again. And I'm going to light some Palo Santo to just cleanse and clear any energies that we no longer want to carry with us to this next cycle. And allowing the smoke, the breath of life to cleanse and purify and to breathe in that new breath of life, the new earth we want to birth together, and co-create that. So thank you all, womb holders, powerful goddesses. I blow this candle out for each one of you and to honor the light within every single one of you. Aho.
Aho.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I know you all are partners as well. So if you want to invite any